Masjid Nabawi. So people will kill me. All right?
Yes. Right.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Last week we had the introduction to the topic and we were very careful not to split the word between this world and the hereafter. So dualism is to be rejected. So we are living in this world and we are put, if you like, in a test or opportunity to make progress within this world. Although we are here for the hereafter, but we cannot really divide our life between this world and the hereafter. That is a false image. We cannot divide our life between this world and the hereafter. Although this world is this world, hereafter is another creation, but we have to be very careful. I am living in this world and I have to make progress. I have to improve my abilities, human abilities. Whatever I think my duty is, I have to do it in this world. I cannot go and live in the hereafter before I die. So the Quran speaks to me while I am here. Yeah? Quran doesn't say leave this world and go to the hereafter. But Quran guides me how to manage with my life while I am in this world so that I will get ready for the hereafter. That is, these concepts are essential. If we establish this, the rest will be easy, inshallah. Because we will start reading the many verses of the Quran, bearing this one in mind. Otherwise, we won't be able to understand the Quran. It will seem to be, Quran is mixing up. Seem to be. Because we are mixing up in our understanding or perception of life. So we should be extremely careful not to divide my life into two categories. Now I am busy with the word and I'm going to pray. It will be for the hereafter. There is no such thing. You are in this world 24 hours in order to get ready for whole life for the hereafter. There's no such separation. It is the misconception of simple-mindedness to say that, no, I'm doing some worldly affairs. Now I go to office, that's my worldly work, and then after the office, I will go and read the Quran. That will be the part of my life which is devoted or committed to the hereafter. That is a false image. We have to think about it if we are, because we keep hearing it. It is really not only within my mind, within the, if you like, marrow of our bones inside. We cannot get rid of it easily. But we have to struggle. We have to refresh our understanding. It is difficult. I know Ahab is going to say, well, this is completely wrong. What man is talking about?
I was
Of
actually going
course.
to say I believe in that. It's just that a lot of people don't. I mean,
So that's what we are here. We are not a lot of people. We are here to learn and think and establish our belief on a firm base, not assumptions, not, how do you say, hearsay, not hearsay, no. Not narrations that's what they told me. No, we have to come to your realization. Is it really true? We are human beings. Yeah, we have to ask, is it really true? Although they tell me somebody, you have to say the same thing to what I said right now. Is it really true? Should I not divide my life? 24 hours, 8 hours sleeping, all right, but I'm left 16 hours. Okay, 10 hours for the world, 6 hours for the hereafter. This is a false image. Think about it. You are here 24 hours to get ready for the hereafter, for nothing else. Because when we leave this world, we will be left with nothing else, only hereafter. So if you start dividing your physical life, it means you are basing your life on a false understanding. Of course, you cannot solve any problems. So when you are performing your prayers, you are worshiping God. We are worshiping God. I keep saying you, but we are worshiping God. When you are doing something on the computer, you are not worshiping God. What are you doing there? Are you worshiping something else? No, it's the worldly life. What does worldly life mean? We studied last week. Worldly life means getting immersed into the transient aspect of this life, not the aspect which reflects God's, the Creator's qualities, names, attributes, so that you connect yourself to these aspects where you see God's manifestations. We made some jokes by saying, do you think God's names are manifested in the mosque but not in the park? What are you talking about? Who is the creator of the park? Do you think the park is a natural production? Mosque is a divine production? What are we talking about? To me, it is nonsense. Nonsense. To me, think about it. My duty is to tell you, but your duty is to think about it. It's a serious matter. Of course, in our discussions, really, we touch upon the serious matters, especially the serious side of the matter. So we have to revise or review our understandings, so get rid of this meaningless, how do you say, or the concepts which are understood or conceived wrongly. That's why we have to refresh our minds, our understandings. You can do that, not everybody, but not everybody is expected to do that, but you can do it. You are genius in the world, I know all of you. You are contributing to Manhattan, finance, whatever, companies. Why not to contribute to understanding the Quran? Genius people you are. Okay. It's your turn now, after this introduction. I touched the machine. There's something, this connection. Okay, inshallah. The words will come. Okay, inshallah. Okay, read it, somebody. But you have to speak today. Because I'm going to ask you, and we will give the placket to the one who gives the worst answer. So don't worry. You will be the winner if you give a worst answer. Don't worry about it. What's going on? Let me see. This one, maybe. Okay. Who's going to read? Please, we don't have much time. 8:30 is the deadline. Anybody? Come on. Don't be kind. Be really tough. Yeah, please. So, Arabic original verse? Can you? No. Somebody. Okay, read. Bismillah.
من كان يريد ثواب الدنيا فعند الله ثواب الدنيا والآخرة وكان الله سميعا بصيرا.
Okay. English translation.
If one desires the rewards of this world, let him remember that with God are the rewards of both this world and the life to come, and God is indeed all hearing and all seeing.
So what is this verse say? What do you get from it? If you desire the words of this world, if we desire the words of this world, okay, in bracket, let him remember that because of the structure of the sentence, man kana yuridu thawab ad-dunya, فعند الله, that fa gives this meaning. It's not extra actually in bracket, but really it's in it. So let him remember that with God are the rewards of this world and the life to come. What is he saying? With God are the rewards of this world and the life to come. Yep.
The basic thing that I thought of was that a lot of the times when we do actions in this world, we assume that the reward is going to come after. But this is kind of saying that the rewards are both this world and hereafter.
How did you like the idea? Did you understand what the sister, or I don't know how to call it, the woman, the lady, the girl, the sister, I don't know what's said. So, did you get what she said?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I agree with her analysis.
So, okay. Repeat it. We would like to hear from you.
Often we assume that actions that we undertake in this world are going to be rewarded or compensated in the hereafter, but in fact, they can be compensated in this world as well.
Yeah. Together. The verse says, together. You know, the
Yeah.
compensation is here.
Yeah.
Now, I will do it here, not, I will, and then the reward will come in the hereafter. I think the sister says, shall we call you sister or what? Okay, sister says, okay, I'm not very happy with that choice. Okay, so the verse is emphasizing that the rewards of this world and the hereafter is with God, together. So you cannot divide it. This world and the hereafter, the words are with God. It means we have to unite this reward in this world. Did we get it? Anybody want to see? We want to say something.
I don't think that, okay, so my understanding is that the verse doesn't talk anything about God giving us a reward. All it says is that it's like speaking about an attribute of God as having, as owning the reward. So I think, okay, my understanding is that whoever desires the reward of this world, that desire should take him to understand that the person who owns the rewards of this world and who owns the rewards for all time or whatever.
This is a dangerous approach. Yeah, do you see? Okay, you are going to get the reward, I think.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. So, you know, the Quran is teaching us, look, فعند الله ثواب الدنيا والآخرة. It means, why do you really want to reward of this world? Find God in this world, so you will find the rewards of this world as well as the hereafter while you are here. How? We studied last week. How do we do that? Of course, the reward, because they said, ثواب الدنيا. يريد من كان يريد ثواب الدنيا. If you want to reward of this world, it means you get the pleasure of this world. Know that the reward or the pleasure or whatever you expect from this world is with God, as well as this God's reward includes the hereafter. It means you have to unite, get the reward together, because of course if someone doesn't really expect the reward from God, it is out of question. But if you say that I'm going to get something, some benefit from this world, the other verses will explain further that if you want to get there.
What I meant was that the first clause seems to say that whoever thinks the reward belongs to the world, he should know that the reward actually belongs to God, right?
Yeah, it may say, but you can understand it this way, but I don't think it will go along with the whole verse, because the whole verse is emphasizing on فَعِنْدَ اللَّهِ ثَوَابَ الدُّنْيَا ثَوَابَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. It means be careful. For example, let's say there are other verses explaining, which explain this. So they say, for example, you want to enjoy your life while you are having a roasted chicken. Okay? You say, I'm going to enjoy it. It means get some reward from it. So the verse says, if you really want to get the enjoyment, yeah, you can get the enjoyment from its creator. In this world, you really enjoy the roasted chicken, and also in the hereafter, which means at the same time you can get the eternal, infinite happiness, pleasure by acknowledging, by becoming aware of the source of the pleasure you got from the roasted chicken is eternal, absolute. So you will enjoy both. If you ignore the reward that you will get from God, so and concentrate on this word, this pleasure only, what you will have, you will eat the roasted chicken and then you are done. You are done. It means it was over, finish, gone. When you die, there is no roasted chicken, nothing, you are going to rot. So be careful how to use your roasted chicken in both sense. Of course, this is a call to acknowledge the source of the roasted chicken. Do you get it? Yeah.
You made me really hungry, by the way.
So am I.
So in the Quran, there are other verses in where God says thawab al-akhirah, right? But here the wording is interesting, because he says thawab al-dunya wal-akhirah, not thawab al-dunya wa thawab al-akhirah. So dunya wal-akhirah is treated like a unit.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is in fact, because who is the owner of this world? The eternal source. Who is the owner of the hereafter? The eternal source. You cannot really attribute the existence of this world, neither can you attribute the existence of the hereafter to somebody else. You cannot explain the existence of anything without attributing them to an absolute source. We have been studying this. This study brought up to this topic, actually, understanding the oneness of God, or singularity of the authority. It means singularity of the Creator. It means absoluteness of the Creator.
Complimenting what he just said, mashallah. So
He's not going to get the reward. You got a good answer. So
I just want to highlight and repeat kind of what he just said about the unit thing. That means that now you can experience what people call the hereafter, because you're uniting them, so then you can taste eternal happiness now. with God. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you lost the prize. It was an excellent answer. So we will wait for somebody who will make a nonsense comment that we will give her or him the prize. It means it was good. So we have to understand that that is one principle. If you don't feel the pleasure of hereafter in this world, don't speak that you believe in the hereafter. Because you have no evidence for it. Why do you believe in it? How do you come to this conclusion? You don't feel it. You don't experience the pleasure of hereafter, reward of hereafter. That's what we have to establish here. Our perception, experience of the belief in the hereafter, and it must be real for me now. So when you see, when only all these things happen only through belief. Really, belief doesn't mean, have a faith. No, never. We never mean belief means have faith. No, belief means really be convinced. Be sure. Is it difficult? Not at all. You don't have to go to a cave and stay there for 40 years. It's very easy for you, especially for you guys. It's very easy. You know that the explanation of the existence of anything in this world needs an absolute source. So when you eat the roasted chicken, you say, my Creator, the Lord of my world, the world, is entertaining me here. I am his guest. He's showing me how generous he is. So you are really at the table of your Lord. He is your host. You are honored. If one of us is invited to get a White House or somewhere, people think that's very important. So, and have dinner. You don't talk about what you ate there. You talk about, I was invited to the White House. You see? Because you are honored, not with the food. Whatever they may offer you something, the food may be horrible. Doesn't matter. But you mentioned that you are invited. So when we are living in this world, we need to feel. We should be aware that we are invited to the table or banquet of the Lord of the world. What do you think? Yeah? Then you understand that because your existence, the existence of the taste, the existence of the pleasure you get, the existence of the roasted chicken, and everything needs to be explained as far as their existence is concerned. How can you explain the existence of taste? How can you explain the existence of pleasure you get? How can you explain the existence of anything in this world if or unless you attribute them or the existence of everything to an absolute source, which means to the one who gave this universe in its entirety existence. These are the pieces of existence of the whole universe. It means every point in the universe tells us that I am given existence by the one who gave existence to the whole universe. Otherwise, we cannot explain its existence. That's why it's essential to see the pleasure of the reward of hereafter while I am eating my roasted chicken without feeling any guilty or any disappointment. These are nice, these are beautiful, I love it, but with time will come and, I will go and die. Because you didn't acknowledge the source. Because we didn't really attribute the existence of displeasure to the eternal source. It goes against my human quality. That's why not to believe, not to confirm the creator of the things we are interacting in this world, it is the sign of hell. Absence of the eternal source, the creator, absolute creator, is the sign of hell. We have to experience it. Think about it. So you said you are hungry. When you go and while you are having your dinner, think about it. You are eating it as an accidental being in front of you or at your table, or you are at the banquet of the owner of this world, the creator of this world. You see the difference. One of them is zero, the other one is infinite. So that's why the Muslim scholars usually emphasize on this. The gap between belief and unbelief is not large, infinite. Infinite. Belief and unbelief makes you either a very happy man or very miserable creature as a human being, because you have consciousness, you are aware of what's going on, you are aware of what is going to happen to you. You never forget. Even you get drunk in the evening, when you wake up in the morning, you know that your end will come. You know that. And everything has an end. So this is a horrible, this universe would become a horrible joke if there is no creator. It's a joke. I don't know. What is the worst word for it? If there is no creator, if there was no creator, what does it mean to exist? What does it mean to enjoy? What does it mean to have expectations for the future? Where did I get all these feelings, emotions, expectations? From nowhere? Can you explain that your expectations are coming from nowhere? Meaningless? You contradict your own consciousness. You are aware of your feelings. It is inexplicable. It's impossible to explain in another way. When we really are seriously think about this. Somebody wanted to say something. You are not really. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've always understood as thawab al-akhirah, like the reward of the next life, as Jannah,
Yeah.
as paradise.
Paradise, yeah.
But it's not so apparent what thawab al-dunya is. It's not that clear to me, even though we're living in this life. Would it be right to say that thawab al-dunya is to be guided to the right path to the thawab al-akhirah?
Use the word, I was expecting you to say that. We are guided to the reward of the hereafter through the reward of this world.
So the
Do you get it?
yeah. So the reward of this world is that guidance. Is that the reward of this world?
If the reward of this world is a means of guidance. So if you never get any taste, anything, if you never have any expectations, any objections for your future, here, how would you know that you need God? So you have to go, you have to take a journey through this world. You have to eat the roasted chicken, if you find it. Yeah, you have to taste it, you have to experience it in order to feel that you are at the banquet of the Lord of the universe. So both. So no one can say that you have to deprive yourself of the pleasures of this world. Yeah? And then you will be rewarded in the hereafter. It's too late, man. If I'm not rewarded here, how would I know that the creator of this world is going to reward me?
But there are so many things that you deprive yourself.
You shouldn't.
I don't drink, for example.
No. If you think that this is the deprivation, I mean, the consciousness is, we are not going into, I don't drink alcohol. But that is not deprivation. We should understand that. This is a detail. We should understand that while I am respecting the guidance that I receive from God. So, for example, if you are invited to Tariq's house, let's hope, inshallah, one day. So, Tariq's house. So, if Tariq says, you can use this place, these utilities, whatever, but don't touch that. Yeah? Do you think that this man is depriving me? Or when you don't touch something, an item there, you feel that you are really respecting Tariq. You are really respecting Tariq as the host. So you feel very comfortable in acknowledging the ownership of this invitation. You don't contradict yourself. You say, I am being honest to the desire or to the will of the order, will or of the owner of this banquet. Let's say he invited you for a banquet. So it is not the deprivation, be careful, it is the pleasure that you can get from obeying or respecting the will of the owner of this universe. It's a very pleasure. It's a source of very pleasure. So if, for example, I know you are married, so I declare, so yeah, inshallah your wife will come and she will join us, and your children, do you have? Not yet, inshallah, soon. So if your wife says, please, Ahab, yeah, do a favor for me, for example, don't do that today. For example, a little thing out of 99%, 100%, one thing. Don't do that. So, if you obey this desire, how would you feel? Would you feel that you are deprived, or would you feel that you are really having a good relationship with your wife and she's pleased with you? Because you acknowledged her desire. It is beautiful. If you have never, as a man from Eastern world, if you have never experienced that, please experience it. It's beautiful. It's very pleasurable, really. Respecting the owner is very pleasurable. Yeah. Respecting the one who gave you existence is very immeasurable pleasure there. So he gave you what? How many kinds of, let's say, drink or fruit or vegetable or eat anything, food? 1 million. He asked you not to eat 2 things. It is a deprivation. And there may be wisdom if you study. Yeah. So we have to understand. Inshallah, we got this point. We have to have the reward in this world, including the pleasure of this world, as well as eternal pleasure of this world, as well as eternal pleasure of the hereafter, while we are here in this world, without going to the hereafter. Yep.
Aren't there going to be rivers of wine in paradise? Isn't that a thing? Am I wrong? I'm sure.
Doesn't matter. Whatever it is, we don't
Well,
mind. These are symbolic. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the idea, which I subscribe to, the idea of like the unity of like the pleasures of this world and the pleasures of the hereafter, and not of depriving oneself of the other. I mean, the idea that there's wine, rivers of wine in the afterlife that we're going to be able to drink and enjoy, but we can't drink and enjoy. Doesn't that create sort of a dichotomy there? I mean, I'm a convert, so I have had alcohol before. It's not that great, but but say I was a good Muslim all my life, then I wouldn't really know what that was going to be like.
So we emphasized on this point on many occasions. Out of deprivation, you cannot feel the pleasure or generosity of your Creator. So in the descriptions, the river, the sharab, it means something to drink, as interpreted wine is not a compensation that you deprived yourself of the sharab here or the drug, so I will give you drug there, you will be drunk there. It is not a compensation, it's a misconception. So you have to have the pleasure here, you will have the pleasure from the same source, exactly the same way. But we have to be very careful. The pleasure comes from the acknowledgement of the source as being absolute, as being absolutely merciful, as being absolutely generous, as being absolutely compassionate. So this is the source of whatever you eat doesn't matter. Whatever you are given, you will eat it. Even you are not given roasted chicken, you are given, let's say something, potatoes, boiled potatoes, okay. But you are still at the table or the banquet of the absolute Creator, your God. So you will feel great. The example you remember, if you are invited to, let's say, White House for a dinner and with the president, whatever. So you don't talk about the food you ate. It was delicious. You talk about your presence or the reality that you are invited there. So the station or the situation you will be is more important than what you ate. But of course, you taste something that is also included. Through that taste, we are expected to acknowledge the source. So if we didn't taste, if we didn't get pleasure, we wouldn't be able to realize that my Creator is entertaining me. So we have to actually not necessarily completely change, but relocate our concepts. It needs, a little bit questioning some concepts that we have. Somebody wanted to say, to add something?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, similar to kind of what you said, the sharab versus the wine idea, it's also in this world, the wine is an intoxicant. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be exactly the same there because we're not in the same form.
Muskirat.
Yeah.
That's the word muskirat. It's intoxicant.
So that's why.
No, God has not said you have to deprive yourself from intoxicant substances. So in the hereafter, I will give you, don't worry about it. So I will harm your big. It is ridiculous. So somebody else also wanted to say or ask or whatever. There was a hand raising. You gave up the idea, but okay. Don't worry, you will get we said today, the worst answer will receive the reward. Okay, let's do something more. But I think we have to go first. So quickly, without wasting time, we need time, inshallah. You say, you know that time, they said time is money, but in this occasion, time is belief. So confirm the belief, inshallah. Okay, come on, read it. Somebody?
أوتيتم من شيء فما
Surah, Bismillah. Say.
أعوذ بالله. وما أوتيتم من شيء فمتاع الحياة الدنيا وزينتها وما عند الله خير وأبقى أفلا تعقلون.
Okay.
And whatever things you have, and whatever things you have been given, are only a provision of this world's life and its adornment. And whatever is with Allah is better and more lasting. Do you not then understand?
So, أفلا تعقلون, you use your power of reasoning. Think about it, seriously. No. So, what is the verse saying here? You know, whatever things you have been given are only a provision of this world's life. Yeah, متاع الحياة الدنيا. It's adornment, وزينتها. Okay, but whatever is with Allah is better and more lasting. It means, does it mean we shouldn't have anything and wait? Allah will give me. Where is Allah? Don't you see that Allah is with you now, who's creating you? So what we easily understand that whatever is given to me, I should not lose myself in the thing itself. I should see the sign of God and attribute myself to God, not to thing itself. Again, coming back to our beautiful example, I think I'm hungry today. So roasted chicken. So when you come to when you are eating the roasted chicken, so you say, look, whatever is with Allah is better and more lasting. It means if you attribute this roasted chicken to its owner, creator, you will understand that it is eternal, lasting. Khayrun wa abqa. It is much better than getting a pleasure and then pain. Because any pleasure which doesn't last forever, it's transient, then causes pain. Yes? That is human. So don't lose yourself in the thing. Find the signs of God in that thing and see the relationship, or really attach yourself, connect yourself to the creator, not the thing itself. So if someone says, where is God? God is the creator of this roasted chicken. The creator of the taste I am getting. Again, we have to go back. We cannot explain the existence of pleasure in another way. Impossible. No one can say that this is the cause of existence of pleasure. Impossible. We have to emphasize on it again and again. That's what we have to live now with our belief in the eternal God. So leave aside culture, cultural religion. Make it your own conclusion.
I can sort of understand how someone could misunderstand this verse.
Yeah.
I mean, it does say that whatever is with Allah is better and more lasting. I could understand that to mean, don't waste your time with this stuff. There's
Yeah,
something
but
better
it's-
waiting for you.
No, but this is the translation.
No, even in
Better
Arabic.
is Khayron.
Even in Arabic, it says فَمَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا وَزِينَتُهَا, which is decoration, and it's
Yeah.
materialistic. وَمَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. So do you not understand? I can understand this to mean, like, do you not see the difference between this superficial thing and something that's better?
How do you explain the existence of this superficial thing? How did you get the idea of God anyway if you don't really utilize it? You know, this division, I told you, not it's the division of this word is ugly, dirty, and of course what is with God is bad. How did you know that even the things are good or better? Oh, but this is the translation, better, but khayr. Good, real good. And eternal or more lasting means abqa. Abqa means never ending. So, is with God. Where did you get this idea? So we take it for granted that we believe in God, It's something there. And this word is nothing to do with God. Right? We separate them. We really, how do you say, dissect or cut off the relationship. There is another word. What do we say? The separate? Yeah? We separate the word from its creator and say that this is dirty, this is good. Where did you get this? If you separate the word from its creator, where did you get the idea of God? These are false. They really, I know that what I am aware of for myself, we say we believe in God, we have no idea what we are talking about. Really. It doesn't mean that you deny, but you don't really know what you're talking about. If someone says, I believe in God on a conscious base, saying that God is the one who created this world for me. So can I really misunderstand this verse? These misunderstandings come from misconceptions of my previous heritage religion, narrated religion, not my own. I heard, what did you say the word? Hear and say? No. Hearsay. To me, if it is that, if you don't, I understand. If you don't take it as a very sharp language, we have not religion, we have fairy tales. That's my, we cannot really, we don't really live our belief. What we do, we live in this world, and from time to time, we do some religious duties. Religious duties. Cumbersome religious duties. If you don't do it, you will be punished. You never know, maybe true. It's not religion, really. It's not religion for you. There were many hands here. Yeah, please.
Something, I think the misinterpretation of this ayah could be the fact that they're assuming the provision of this world and whatever is with Allah is two separate things. But if you think about it, if you say that the provision of this world, you have it, but you're not attributing it to Allah. So that same thing, if you don't attribute it, it's superficial. But if you start attributing it, then it's better and more lasting. So it's the same thing, not something else.
Yeah, exactly. This in my mind. Because I have the roasted chicken here. I have the God somewhere beyond the moon or the sun. So they are separated. If you separate them, where do you get the idea of God? It's nonsense. Yeah.
Complementing that exactly, I think that Allah knows about the separation because the first wording is what you have been given as opposed to what you have. Right? So it's already a reminder that it's been given to you. You don't actually have it. Again, complementing what she said.
Okay, you missed the prize. No, it's excellent. I think it helps your understanding of the Arabic. Utidum. You have been given. You were given. You are given, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not even going to get in like tasfir of this Arabic because my Arabic is terrible. It's possible I'm misunderstanding what people are saying. I don't mean to be contrarian. However, if you accept that, and I think, it's a good idea, and I agree that by and large it makes like absolute sense that, God exists in everything and there's nothing really apart from him. But if I were to accept that, then couldn't I then say that, all humans are created by God? Yeah. And all things that human creates, say a statue of Allah or Hubal, would therefore be part of Allah as well?
No, we are not going there. Part of Allah, it's created is different from part of Allah. What you have to do, you have to go the previous, the singularity of God discussions, so 5 weeks or so. So it is impossible to interpret in this way. Created by, who made it? You are eating your roasted chicken. What do you think of the roasted chicken? How do you explain it? You have to think about it. You will understand that it is given existence, as the verse says, and the sister pointed out. You have been given. So well, this is in you, actually. Whether you are aware that it is given to you, or you just were lucky and found it naturally. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I can understand where he's coming from, just because the question of, is there free will, right? Like, if everything is created by God, is there really any free will?
Sorry?
So
Yeah.
then I can understand where he's coming from, but I think there is free will.
We are not going there, and it is irrelevant. I think you just joined the discussion.
I'm sorry?
Have you been here from the very beginning?
No, I'm just...
Yeah,
On his
we are not talking about that matter at all. I think you have to be patient. I think you have to be patient. No, it is. It is the end discussion. You know, you have to know or get the beginning and then follow, etc. It is not related to our topic. I'm sorry. You are most welcome, but be patient. Okay, please.
I just want to go back to what you said before we started talking. I just appreciate your comment on removing the cultural or just like preconceptions, what you have about what is this life and the next life. And I think from these verses, like we really just see that the afterlife is more an extension rather than like part 2 or something. And like even with these, like we see like the provision of this world's life, and it's saying that it's better and more lasting with God, and it's just like it's like a projection. It's not like an end point and then another point. Do you know what I mean?
No, we explained that. I think we may, if we have time, inshallah, sometimes for Iman matters, belief matters. This word, this is the word, let's say, and then this word will end, and hereafter will start. That's the false conception. The hereafter is like directly related to this world. The moment we live, the moment we realize the creator of this world as to be the absolute creator, we are in our understanding with the absolute source of existence. Source of existence. Not part of existence, source of existence. So we live together in our life because every moment goes into hereafter. Every moment goes into eternity. Either you are aware of it, we are aware of it, and we confirm it, or we ignore it. If we ignore it, it's blank or dark. If we are aware of it, it is lighted. It's lit. Yeah, it is lightened. So that is the source of your understanding, your life in this world, and the Quran directs us or guides us into this understanding. So we have to be very careful not to bring into this kind of discussions when we analyze the foundations of our belief, what we have inherited from culture. Because the culture is narration, hear and say. But we have to confirm it right now. So we have to be careful. But of course, I understand, I don't blame anybody. But we have to be careful not to confuse two things. Narrations, if you like, adopted understanding of religion, which you yourself confirmed. Now, I think the second one is the subject of this. So we have to be sure, rather than say, but they say, but it doesn't make sense to me, but they say if I don't accept it, I will deny it, and I will be, and I don't know, how are they called? Murtad in English. Apostate. Oh, no, I don't want to be. Yeah, if you believe it, you believe. If you are comfortable with your belief, you are comfortable with your belief. If you are not, you are not. You can't really cheat God. I'm not convinced, but no, I believe you, but I'm not convinced. But doesn't make sense. But frankly, we cannot speak to everybody like this. So you guys can do that. Okay, inshallah. Okay, one more. Yeah. One more, please. Somebody from there. Good. You are not reading more. Somebody? No one? No one will contribute and change the voice? I know. You don't know how to read Arabic, although you are from Egypt.
I can read it, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
ذلك بأنهم استحبوا الحياة الدنيا على الآخرة وأن الله لا يهدي القوم الكافرين.
Yeah. English?
That is because they preferred the worldly life over the hereafter, and that Allah does not guide the disbelieving people.
We will concentrate on preferring. How do we prefer it? Let's speak in terms of practical life. You are eating the roasted chicken. How do you prefer this worldly life over the hereafter? Hereafter means eternal life, really. It means al-akhirah. How do you prefer it? Give us a practical example. Anybody? Yeah?
Maybe when you eat the roast chicken, you say, oh, you know, this chicken's so great, but you don't say Alhamdulillah, or you don't praise the Creator for giving you the food.
It means what you said, what I understand from it. You're not eating the chicken, it is good, but Alhamdulillah. But while you are eating it, your consciousness will be pleased with the Creator of the roasted chicken. That is Alhamdulillah. That will become Alhamdulillah. Not the word only, but at the end, you express your feelings in a phrase. You know, if you are happy with somebody, you say thank you, because you are happy. But don't separate Alhamdulillah from your pleasure that you are getting through the roasted chicken. That is important. Yeah. What we keep saying, okay, if I say at the beginning of the dinner, Bismillah, and at the end, Alhamdulillah, I'm done. Because I've done all my religious duties, because they told me that I have to say this. It's ridiculous. But it doesn't mean that I shouldn't say, no, convert it into a real life. That it means put your belief into practice. Put your understanding into practice. It means be aware of it. Be aware of it, what you are doing. When you are having the roasted chicken, you say, pleasure is there. My eternal, this akhirah, the owner of akhirah, it means the eternal pleasure, paradise is here. The signs are here. Signs are here. The creator of this roasted chicken is giving you the news that he is entertaining you. He is the one who loves you, who provides this food for you. So he is the source of the enjoyment. When you realize this, you prefer the eternal life to just ignoring it, eating roasted chicken only. If it is in a restaurant, paying for it, says, I paid, it is halal, and just cheat yourself.
I also get from this verse a sense of priorities also. Like, for example, I have a Halloween party right now at work, but I prefer to come to the halqa instead. Isn't that also what the ayah is saying? That you have to prioritize what is more important than what?
I think you are going to win the prize. You know why?
No, I'm
know.
serious.
Yeah, I know you are serious, but I'm just pointing out that this is a very dangerous approach. You are separating the Halloween party and coming to the halakha. You have to, of course, this is practically, can you see the manifestations of God and the experience of His presence and be with God. Can you do that? Go there. Go there.
How we pray?
Yeah, go there if you can do it. If you can really feel the presence of God. If it is a better opportunity for you to be with God in the Halloween party than being here, go there and you will never learn. You have to understand.
Okay, forget my example. There are
Yeah,
many
yeah.
examples of
I know,
things
we are
that people
joking.
do
Yeah.
that they, like for example, you can go watch a movie and you miss praying on time. for
Yeah,
example.
okay. If
So-
you can do it, do it. If you can do it,
I can do
if
what?
you feel that really, but we have to be very careful here because we are really shaking some foundations of some traditional understanding. If you feel that, if you, while watching something, all right, film or anything, is more enjoyable than praying, don't bother about prayer. Go and watch it because it doesn't take you anywhere anyways. So you have to develop, we have to educate ourselves. We have to educate ourselves to get pleasure from performing the ritualistic prayers better and get pleasure more than doing something else. If you don't do it, it means we need to educate ourselves more. We are not still aware of what my, quote unquote belief includes in it. And if I don't feel in the presence of God, it means I have to train myself. That you have to come to this halakha more often in order to train yourself that you will get the pleasure of being with God while you are praying. That needs training. If I ask you what your profession is, you will say, I'm something, and I will think about it that you have studied that one at least for 20 years. But when it comes to religion, 20, not hours, minutes. No, maybe we never think about our belief. We just say, we are Muslims. So, yeah.
Okay, so as far as preferring the worldly or trying to see God and believe in God and find pleasure and be a pleasure seeker, like almost in a hedonistic sense, but it towards something that brings us towards something good, like finding a pleasure towards Allah. Let's say if I'm eating chicken, roasted, obviously, we wouldn't have it any other way. And say like in this world, like I love my mom's chicken, right? I'm like, oh wow, I prefer this chicken than all other chicken. Would believing in Allah perhaps be the part that says, you know what though, like this chicken kind of sucks because my mom, she always like overheats the oven a little bit to get the chicken to be done quicker, to be done with it, and it's slightly dry, and I know God could cook a better chicken, or like, it doesn't even need to cook it, but like it'll, can that like, so say that would be what would keep me away from like Popeyes, because that's like a step below my mom's
He's
chicken, 'cause
trying
it's
to
not
win
even
the
halal.
prize.
Then it's halal chicken for my mom, and then seeing that like God gave His mercy into the form of like a woman who
You are separating.
bestows.
Because you are seeing the event there.
So that technically hates her.
That's what we have to train for ourselves for. You are looking some events here, and God is somewhere there. It doesn't work. That's why you cannot solve any problem. We have to see the manifestations, signs of the Creator within the things we are in contact.
So say you're having chicken that is great, but slightly could be better.
Okay.
What way do you interpret and find those manifestations?
So you know that there is a better form of the roasted chicken? Yeah? That form is created by God as well. Obey God's order, make it better. Tell your mother also make
I
it better.
haven't yet had that better form of chicken, right?
But We
can only
cannot
believe
really
that there is
isolate
better.
it. We cannot divide. If I'm not mistaken, we cannot divide or separate the word from its creator. So whatever you know, whatever you expect, is created by someone. So you have to see that the signs of this creator in everything you are interacting. So if you divide it, if you separate it, then we cannot talk about it. Because I would always say, where did you get the idea of God? If you don't see it in the creation existence of half roasted chicken, even half roasted. How do you explain the existence of half roasted chicken? How do you explain that you expect the chicken to be cooked even better? Or
Maybe like little tips are burnt, and that's my
yeah,
favorite
these
part.
are, you have to question that. Why do I like my mama's chicken rather than somebody else, or in a restaurant?
Imperfections of this world as a reminder.
Towards
God.
something higher,
Okay.
yeah.
I just wanted to-
Because like that missing 1% of awesomeness is like bliss.
So I couldn't get it if somebody helped me to understand what she
The
said.
sister was saying that the point of contention or the little bit of imperfection in the chicken is the sign that there can be something better, which is the sign
You
of God.
understand it. Question that understanding now. You know that it could have been roasted a little bit longer and it would be better. That's your understanding, your expectation. Question the existence of this understanding.
So
That's from the
I
Creator.
see that like the awesomeness and the slight imperfection equates the link to the absolute best chicken chef ever. But how does, say, someone who's an atheist perhaps translate that same situation as opposed to seeing and accepting that 1% being off within how much better the chicken can be to then go pursue culinary arts and become like the best chicken chef ever, but still always come short of that tad bit better.
So, say it to everybody. Speak to
I
everybody.
just think, there's a lot of theologians that will call that existential crisis, because when you don't have that ultimate perfection, and you have to put your faith, or you have to have something be that it's your priority, right?
Right.
So then, but once, if you are an atheist, or often if you don't have your priorities in something that is truly eternal, once you realize that it's not eternal, you're left with existential loss. And if you look at how much just depression or abolition or lack of there's depersonalization that there is in our world, where does that come from? From this type of existential loss. And that's my theory.
I wouldn't say that existential loss is more part of atheism than it is of any religion. There can be a great sort of existential turmoil or confusion or distress that comes from just the mystery of the divine. Look at the poetry of Hafiz or Farid Attar for evidence of that. I just wanted to go back to the idea of watching a movie being a form of worship as legitimate as making salah.
Who said as legitimate? That I have
Or-
to interrupt that.
Oh, I thought it was just saying if it's enjoyable or if you feel like you can, then you can.
You lack
Right.
your understanding of this existence. So it is a dangerous thing to say. If someone says I'm doing something illegal and I enjoy it, that must be done. No. I'm saying if one. I think I'm sorry to interrupt you because otherwise the subject will go off the track at all. So if we don't enjoy and see or experience the pleasure in my prayer, I have to concentrate on it. That is the point. I have to concentrate on it. Means I am not really practicing my belief while I am praying. I am just doing it an extra burden on me under the name of religious, ritualistic duty. It means I am losing something at the base, at the foundation. It means I need belief training or education. I have to read the Quran for belief purposes. So read, for example, this kind of verses and concentrate on them and question it. Is it really true? But what this says, for example, that is because they refer the word alive over the hereafter, and that, the rest is not directly related. So if I really prefer the word alive over the hereafter, question 1, what do I mean by hereafter? Question 2, how can I not prefer this word over the hereafter? Where did I get the idea of hereafter? These must be established. And then you can speak. We can speak. Yeah.
This might be slightly off topic, but we've been talking about like the pleasure of roasted chicken for the last hour and a half, and I'm just wondering about things that we spend a lot more time doing, like our job and like career, and what? Yeah, so I guess my question is, are we supposed to derive pleasure and meaning from our jobs? And if we do, how do we do that in a way that is pleasing?
That depends on our consciousness of the existence of that moment. If you can do it, do it. If you cannot, go and educate yourself, because you are lacking something. Dividing, again, still dividing. My life, for example, at home, and my life in office. Office life is a worldly life. My life at home may be doing something maybe useful. It is divided. That's why we started the discussion. We cannot divide it. It means we are here to train ourselves. Think about it. Now, maybe as an answer to your comment as well, think about it. Am I really fulfilling the purpose of my existence in this world while I am here or while I am there? Not because of the place. This is a sacred place. This is a mundane place. No, there is no such thing. In my attitude, am I really, for example, if you have another discussion, okay, inshallah, next week we will have another discussion here, and we will have one of the Imam Khalid will confirm it, one of the rooms just here, nearby, here on the same floor. But inshallah, we will exchange the room number. Anyway, I will send you the email as soon as I learn. Anyway, so you will decide. If you think that, you will realize better while you go to another place or engage yourself with another event. Your real purpose of existence, go there. Don't come here. Don't come here. The world is a training center. For example, wouldn't you prefer a place where teaches your profession better than another? But we have to think that my profession of being in this world is to know who my Lord is. So look for the opportunity now where I can learn of my Lord better. That's what we mean. So if you prefer this worldly life, it means, I'm going to enjoy myself. I don't care about the owner of these things that I am enjoying now. It means you are lost. That's it. It's not division, you see?
Yeah.
But preference is?
I agree with you. It's just very difficult to do that sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. So you lost the prize. I agree with you totally. Because it is very difficult There are one fundamental reason is this. As far as my experience tells me, we don't think about religion. We don't engage ourselves with religious matters from belief perspective. We have no belief foundation. It doesn't mean we deny, again I have to say it, because we don't know what the Quran is teaching. We only know that according to the teachings of the Quran, we have to pray, we have to fast, we have to go on Hajj, pilgrimage. That's what we know. We shouldn't steal, we shouldn't kill, we shouldn't lie. But we don't read the Quran in order to consolidate our perception of belief matters. So I can ask you, but no one is expected to answer. Have you ever read the Quran in order to really confirm and consolidate your belief in the existence of hereafter? But reading the Quran for this purpose? I don't know. Don't tell me. But I doubt that the number goes more than 1%. The Muslim world, or the students of the Quran, those who are expected to study the Quran in order to get a guidance from their Lord, they don't read the Quran to get to know God, who their Lord is. What we do, we read the Quran in order to either gain reward, thawab, reward, or we read the Quran in order to learn what I am expected to do in this world as rituals. So we don't learn, we don't get benefit from the Quran. Or 1%, or at the most 5%. So that makes our practice of belief in practical life very difficult, because we have no training, no foundation. Don't forget, again and again, I feel that I have to say, we don't have any foundation doesn't mean that we lack of the belief. No, very weak. Our really connection with our belief, they're based on imitation. Imitating a certain culture which is called Islamic or Muslim world. We have to question. So, for example, when I said, I'm going to read the Hadith, I'm going to read the Quran, in order to consolidate our belief in God, our belief in the existence of angels, our belief in the existence of, in the existence of the hereafter, and also the very big problems, are we really sure of the existence of revelation? Something called Gabriel brought speech of God to a person. Are we really sure? How are we? No base. Assumptions. That's what they say. In religion we have to. It means we have to study, and we are not really offered also training for belief. Repetition is that in Islam we have to believe in one God, the only God. We don't believe in three gods, of course, like those people. So we have to believe in angels. God has angels who are flying up and down here. And then this is a ridiculous materialistic description of belief. Materialistic description of belief. I think the time is up. We have a lot to. Would you like to continue the rest of the verses? Yes. It's very practical.
I'm hungry.
So no. Next week. You are going to have your roasted chicken. Don't worry. Then when you start eating the roasted chicken, never forget to say Bismillah, but you mean it, right? Really, be Ismi Allah. Say it with the name of Allah. And Allah is, for you, you can conclude that the creator of this chicken. I am in his presence. In Arabic, بالعافية. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة. Inshallah, watch out for the emails. Who would like to be in the email list that we every week receive reminders? So if someone wants to be in the reminding list, email list, but he or she doesn't receive, please let somebody or let me know so that we will add you to the list. You will receive it regularly every week. For example, next week we will have the discussion in another room, so you will come and there is nobody, or what happened. So, and also next week, most probably we will have the discussion starting at 7:30, not 7, because the room will be available only after 7:30. Right, that's to be confirmed. So if anybody wants to confirm it, please, I don't know, the ladies can let know Zainab or Sarah, or gentlemen maybe tell me or Risala. Okay. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you very much. Inshallah, I'll see you next Wednesday, most probably at 7:30. Assalamu alaikum.